welcome to ABC Gluten Free. Thank you for joining us today. We have a Lent show planned for you today that we're going to be making some different shrimp options for you. So during Lent season you can actually celebrate and you can eat delicious and not have to worry about it. And I'm going to have my beautiful helper Sophia here with me today, right? And Jeremiah, of course, he's popping in and popping out. He'll actually be cooking pasta on the back burner. He'll be charring some poblano peppers on the burner. I don't know what else he's going to be doing, but we'll come up with something for him to do since he lost his chair today to our visitor, who we won't mention yet. Dennis is here. And we have Miss Jeannie and we have gluten-free grandma waiting to eat. So we need to get started, but we're going backwards today. We're starting with our dessert, and Sophia's going to make a nice chiffon cake for us. So why don't you get started on that, Sophia?
Okay.
All right, explain what you're doing. She has
a tablespoon.
No, you gotta tell them what you did first.
I made 2 flax eggs.
2 what eggs?
Flat. Chia eggs.
She made 2 chia eggs, which was 2 tablespoons of chia seed and
2
tablespoons of water. Now she's gonna put that into the bowl. It is very sticky. You want a regular spoon for that?
No.
Okay, so basically it's 2 tablespoons of the chia egg, and that's going to be the substitute for our egg. That's our egg replacer. That's so crazy, right? Looks like silly putty of some sort. Are you going to put the other one in, right? We're doing both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember? So today we're just going to make for you a basic chiffon cake. And when we're doing a little bit of, like, a lot of leg work for the dinner part, we want the dessert to be a little bit more simpler. So today we're using the Really Great Food Company coffee cake mix. We're making our chiffon cake with that, using our substitutions. So Sophia has the egg substitute. I have the sour cream substitute, which actually is very cool looking. This is unsweetened organic almond milk with lemon juice, and it's a ½ cup. We just let that sit there, and it actually has like a solidified little like panna cotta almost in there. You can't see it. Maybe Jeremiah would see it up top, but no, because then it's going to just zhuzh around. So that's actually a really cool science project for sure. That has actually been sitting here for about an hour, and then we just have regular olive oil that we're going to be using in our recipe. So if you got all the chia egg out, good girl, and now you start mixing, and I will give you, we're going to use the coffee cake mix because it's like super simple. You go ahead. We're going to use the coffee cake mix. It has sugar and everything in it that you need, so it's a really easy way to get your dessert, and just to make it a little bit more elegant, we're going to turn it into a chiffon cake. Chiffon cake is basically just 2 layers of cake with a little, very thin layer of jam inside and a little bit of cream on top.
Oh, wow.
Now, obviously, normal chiffon cake has eggs in it. We're not doing eggs, we're doing egg replacer. So this is an egg-free, dairy-free version. And Sophia's going to mix all that up together. Yummy, yummy. I have Jeremiah on the back burner, and he's getting our pot boiled for our pasta. And he can turn on, we have a marinara sauce to a little bit low so it can start to heat up. And we do have our oven on 350 for the chiffon cake. Go, 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 go. All right, you're doing good? You're good. You're good. Ready? You're splattering a little bit.
I know.
Alright, so I'm going to add the coffee cake mix. We're going to add the whole container of the coffee cake mix, which actually is, I'll give you the ounces. It is 20 ounces, and the Really Great Food Company is gluten, dairy, soy-free, nut-free, certified kosher OU. See the OU on the bottom? So parve. And also, the good thing about this is it's a 20-year-old company, so it's from a celiac family. So you know that your best interest is in their best interest because they want you to have a clean product. We don't have any recalls or anything like that with any of the Really Great Food Company products. If you want to go on their website, it's thereallyGreatFoodCompany.com. You can order boxes, or you can check on Amazon. They sometimes have them also. Or you can go to their Facebook page and shop directly from there. So Sophia's got all of that yummy goodness in there. You're going to need a little bit more juice, right? We're going to need a little bit more liquid. I'm going to use just a regular almond milk. You want me to get it? Okay. We're going to do about a 1/4 cup more of almond milk. Let me have your measuring, please. Thank you. Quarter cup. Thank you. And that should be enough. Now, when you're using the sour cream, that's going to be really creamy, super delicious and heavy. If you wanted to substitute sour cream, you could even use a yogurt, or you could use a Dairy cream cheese, something like that, whatever suits your dietary needs. But if you can have the dairy, then put the sour cream in, and you'll have a really creamy, nice chiffon cake. And if you can have the eggs, you would put almost a cup of eggs in here, so maybe 3 eggs, depending on if your eggs are small or large. And that would make a really light, fluffy cake. All right, as Sophia's mixing that, I'm gonna get her vessels ready. You want me to get that ready for you because you need to mix. So we have 4 spring foam pans, and these are really simple. Sometimes people use them for cheesecake or whatever, but we're just gonna use them for her chiffon cake. And I'm actually gonna get the parchment paper and line them, and I'll show you how we do that. That's easy. Sophia's mixing. You using your muscles, girl? So if you're celebrating Lent, if you don't know what Lent is, it's actually something that the Catholics celebrate, Christians celebrate, Baptists, Lutheran, Methodist. We all celebrate Lent, and it's the 40 days before Jesus goes to the cross. And many people celebrate it in many different ways, but in our house, we don't necessarily not eat meat on Fridays, just for religious, we just don't do that. Most people do it for religious reasons, and they deprive themselves. That's what Lent is about, like Jesus was during 40 days. So sometimes they don't eat meat. We don't necessarily do that, but we want to give you recipes that are super delicious, that are meeting those, Fish Fridays that come with that Lent season. And you have about, how many Fridays do we have in Lent, gluten-free, Grandma?
I think 4.
Like 4 or 4, you think? It's 40 days, so maybe it's maybe
4 or
1 more.
5.
Right, so you have 4 or 5 of the Lent Fridays that you're gonna fish fry. When we were younger, we may have went through like the McDonald's drive-thru and got like the fish sandwich. My dad at the boardwalk, we used to have a surfer sandwich, and that we would completely eat all day long, and we did make that for them last year, didn't we? All right, get them in. Let's get them in. I need the scissors. Let me cut this for you. Whoops, sorry. All right, so what I'm doing is basically just cutting a round circle in the bottom here to fill my pan so that it doesn't stick. I don't like when my cakes stick. And if you've ever seen Mary Berry on the Great British Bake Off, which we love, she always says butter and flour your pan every single time. So what we're actually going to do with this is we're going to use oil, and we're going to use a little bit of powdered sugar, if Sophia would get the powdered sugar for us. It's right there, honey. It's right there by Dennis. And we're going to put these inside, but what I'm going to show you real quick is a little easy way for us to get our item out of the pan. And we just kind of use that leftover parchment paper as a strip underneath the bottom. Now, if you were on our Instagram yesterday, you would have seen in details what we did for our chiffon cake. Now, although we had a kitchen catastrophe yesterday, we always like to try again. So we never give up. So this is actually going to go in the bottom of the pan. Then we're going to put a little bit of our oil. And Sophie's actually going to get that. I'm going to give you our... What is that? That's a little bit... That's a really sad... That's a really sad spread. Alright, so she's going to put that in. We're going to put the strip down first. And then we're going to put the circle. And what I do with the circle is I put it in and then I flip it over. Alright, so take some of that out because that's too much oil. Get that out of there. We don't want it to be a greasy cake. We do have a non-stick pan. I'm actually just going to rub these together because there's too much oil on this one and I don't like it. You don't want a greasy cake, and sometimes gluten-free cakes can be greasy because they hold that moisture in, and you don't want that to happen. Alright, so she's going to start to get these right in the pan, so if you can get these into the pan. Here, you start getting them into there and get your spatula. And then I'm going to quickly do this for her, and then we're going to get started on our next recipe, which is going to be our shrimp. Since it is Shrimpalooza, we want to make 2 different shrimp recipes for you. And these shrimp recipes are things that have been in our family for a very long time. So we hope you enjoy them. If you're new to going gluten-free, we don't want you to worry. Alright, just go ahead. Just fill them a little bit so you can always go back because it's hard to take out, right? It's hard to take it out. You should have got your scooper. If you've just gone gluten-free, we want you to know you're in a good spot. We have some great recipes for you. We have over 200 episodes on our live stream channel. And anything and everything that you could want and ask for, we've tried to make for you, and we've made it allergen-free or just gluten-free. So substitutions would be kind of up to your dietary restrictions. But if you've just gotten diagnosed with celiac or Hashimoto's or anything like that, we want you to know that we're here for you. If you have any questions or comments, like, you can put them down on whatever page you're watching on, whether it's live stream or Facebook, and we can help you with, hopefully, with whatever it is that you have. That's okay. Let me get it out for you. So when I have, Sophia had a little injury right here, and I'm just going to fix it. The little slip of paper came out. No, silly. So she's going to just finish filling those, and then we're going to get those in the oven for about 35 minutes. Hopefully Jeremiah can get that done. And we want to show you our chiffon cakes. We don't just want to tease you with them. And if you are just tuning in, we hope you guys BYON, right, Sophia?
Bring your own napkin.
Bring your own napkin because we think you might be drooling over this a little bit. The shrimp is going to be delicious. Sophia's chiffon cake is going to be yummy. And whatever Jeremiah is doing, we have no clue. Alright, that's good, honey. So what she's doing is just kind of making them even in the pan. And I'll show you that she's got them all set nice. And they're going to go right into the oven right now. That's good, honey. Now, for gluten-free cakes, a lot of the times it's the best 35 minutes. It's best if you do them low and slow and longer in order to cook the inside, because when you don't have any eggs and you don't have any dairy, sometimes that can make a gummy texture of a cake, and I'll show you that later. But if you do it low and slow, like if you go to 325 for 45 or 55 minutes, you'll have a better chance of that cake cooking through, not burning the top or the bottom, and then you'll have a nice, no, there's no eggs in there, we did the chia egg. Alright, so put this stuff away. Oh, we forgot our powdered sugar. Oh, this is what I wanted to sprinkle the inside of the pan with, so that when you flip out your cake, you have like a nice little hard crunchy on the outside, so bogus. Alright, we lost out on that one. Should I get rid of these? Over there. Alright, so for our next, it tastes lemony? We didn't put lemon in it, did we?
It does taste lemony.
Sometimes you do put a little lemon zest in the no, okay, the lemon juice, but there's also lemon peel in the coffee cake mix, which is really delicious. So they do put lemon in chiffon cakes, which is good. Go get the shrimp stuff. Now we're going to get started on our shrimp, and we're going to show you 2 different kinds of shrimp. We're also going to explain to you the difference between batters and breadcrumbs, okay? Yep, all that. Alright, so our first shrimp we're going to be doing is just a shrimp with a marinade sauce. Now, I want to show you how to do shrimp because it's important to know how to peel and devein shrimp. I've got my shells here. I've got the whole shrimp here. Now, you might be saying, I don't want to do all that work. That's okay. You can buy peeled and deveined shrimp. But the reason why I bought these is because they're wild caught. And if you want wild caught shrimp, sometimes they're going to make you do the work. So these are wild caught shrimp, and these are IQF, which is individually quick frozen shrimp. And, I don't know, this is Mr. Dominic's seafood, wild caught. Yeah. And in order to peel the shrimp, Sophia's holding it the right way. You hold it that way? Alright, so I hold it this way, she holds it that way, and you just peel around. We're going to save those shells. Those shells would make a nice shrimp lobster. If you guys ever watch Studio C, we're not supposed to talk about that. If you ever watch that, it's a really funny show. Alright, so you peel off the end, we keep the tail on. You keep the tail on.
You could do these.
Go ahead, you do the rest. So you want to keep the tail on because that's how you're going to hold your shrimp, that's how you're going to cook them. And then I'm just going to slice down the back, and we're going to remove that stuff. Sorry, not going to say what that is. And then we put it in our bowl. So that's a really easy way to do it. Or you can buy the shrimp peeled and deveined. Like I said, you don't have to stress out about it. But you definitely want to make your own fried shrimp because there's really not a place where you're going to get them. And there's really no place where you'll get them where you know everything that's in them. And you can make them to your family's specifications. So what we're going to do, don't be sorry. God made the shrimp for us to eat, honey. It's okay. All right, I think we're good. Maybe we'll let gluten-free grandma do the rest since she's gonna leave us later and she's not cleaning up. We kind of don't really have to feed her today, so she could go hungry. We don't want you to go hungry, gluten-free grandma. We don't want you to miss out on shrimp, right? All right, so after we've got the shrimp, that's okay. Jeremiah, take this over to gluten-free grandma, please, and make sure you spill a little bit of that shrimp juice on Dennis so he smells really yummy. All right, we have our shrimp, and what we're going to do is we're going to get started on actually coating the shrimp. Now, this is kind of like really up to you, and I'm just going to show you one way that we do it. Jeremiah's going to bring me the wet spin, and I'll get that set up now. Roll up the sleeves, girl, because we're about to get dirty. All right. So first we're going to do the shrimp that we're going to be using for our shrimp money knot. Gluten-free dad asked for shrimp parm, and we will deliver shrimp parm to him today.
You just said
Because I know, we use money knot sauce to make shrimp parm. So, we're talking about chicken. I'm not talking about chicken. There's no chicken in this dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. Well, yes. So we're doing our triple dip, which is our dry, wet, dry. Now, I just want to ask you a question, and anybody that wants to answer, you can come up and answer. Do you know the difference between a batter and a breading? I want to hear what you have to say. If you do know the difference between it, then tell me which one you like better, a batter or a breading. Now, a batter is like where you dip it in. It's really like a pancake batter, very loose, and you throw it right into the fryer, a hot fryer, and that's going to cook up the batter. A breading is more of something that needs to set a little bit and has that crunchy texture on it. You know, like maybe a little bit of panko or a little bit of toasted bread, something like that. You kind of need to decide which one you like better.
Flour and
So, actually, for our shrimp parm, we're going to do a batter. So Sophia's going to help me with this. We didn't need that yet, but we're going to do a batter. So for the batter, what we're going to do is we're going to use a really great food company all-purpose flour. Where's the flour? Here it is. And we're going to just use seltzer. And this is super, super, super easy. So I'm going to do about a cup of flour. And I'm going to let Sophia pour a little bit of seltzer into that. And then we're going to mix it up. Now the seltzer is going to act kind of like as our baking soda baking powder. We're going to need a little bit more. So for about a cup of flour, we're going to need about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of liquid. Because we want that batter to be loose like a pancake batter.
It just looks like bubbles.
Sophia, you can keep going, honey. I need a little bit more. And now is the time if you wanted to spice your batter with whatever you decide, whether it's parsley, basil, oregano, hot sauce, something like that, you would do that now. A little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of paprika, all of that will be done now. So I want Sophia to decide, do you want a little paprika in there or no? Yes? I'll go get it. Okay. So we're going to be making the shrimp parm a little bit spicy for gluten-free dad because that's how he likes it. But we're going to just add a little paprika and a little bit of Italian seasoning in there just to kind of mimic, that's enough, just to kind of mimic what's going to be inside of the marinara sauce. Yeah, all right, let me mix that up because we need to kind of get going a little bit. Doing more of this seltzer, which kind of really just acts like a bubbly, nice, bubbly baking powder, baking soda kind of a combination without all of that work. So it's a very simple batter that we're going to be doing today. Now, if you've gone gluten-free recently, you know that you're not really going any place to eat. And normally when you go out to eat, I would venture to say that 50% of people order fried food. So this is why we fry every Friday almost, because we love it. And it's how we grew up on the boardwalk eating fried shrimp and clams and all that kind of stuff and calamari, and we just love that. And if you don't have a fryer at home, well, I don't know why you won't have a fryer at home, but if you don't have one, you should probably get one. Just go on Amazon and get it. All right, so we've got our batter here, and that's a really simple batter. It took me like 2 minutes to make. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip that.
Did you just drink that?
And I'm going to just throw it right into the fryer right now. All right, so you're going to hear that sizzle.
I'm doing this.
Hear that? Not yet. Not with this, not yet. All right, so we butterflied them. Sophia actually butterflied them out, which was good. And we're dropping them in. Mommy's got to go quick, honey. Gotta move quick. Yeah, let me have it. Good girl. Now you want to be careful. The oil's at 375. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to splatter yourself. Thank you. You want to just make sure you drop them in from a higher level and away from you. Let them drop away from you. Just do 6 for now because I want to shake them out. All right, that's enough. So we want to make sure we butterfly that so we get that kind of beautiful looking shrimp. Let me just clean off my hands real quick. Now, while I'm cooking the shrimp, Jeremiah's actually going to cook the pasta. I think we've decided on penne today because for shrimp parm, we got to have a little bit of pasta. Here I got my, okay. I want to make sure you got to shake it really quick when you put those shrimp down so they don't stick. So unfortunately, I have 1 or 2 that are sticking right now. I don't want to lose my batter. So I might have to do like 1 or 2 more so that I don't lose my my count here. Just give it a little shake as you're dropping them into the fryer. Thank you, honey. That way they won't stick to the basket. If you don't use the basket, they'll stick to the bottom and then you can't get them out and then you're really screwed. So you don't want to do that. Alright, so when you're frying, what, honey? Oh yeah, hi, gluten-free dad. Oh, hi to the Mazzas and the Ostervines. You guys, thank you for tuning in today. I think you guys are out there. But if you're frying, we like to use either sunflower oil, canola oil, if it's non-GMO, or we like to use rice bran oil if you can't find anything else. But my first choice would be a non-GMO sunflower oil, so that's what we're going to be using. Now we've got some nice shrimp they're frying up. I've actually turned this on. I didn't want to turn this on yet, but I'm going to turn this on. I'll turn that off. We got our West Bend ready for our other shrimp that we're going to be doing, but I think we probably can cook it all in the fryer today. And since it's Friday, we'll say Friday. Do you like fried shrimp, please?
Yeah.
What kind of fried shrimp do you like? You like coconut shrimp? That's what we're doing next.
How
Are you excited about that? Jeremiah, can I have the medium platter? Dennis, you like coconut shrimp? Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna like ours though. Hopefully. He said no. What? That's good enough. That's good enough for Grandma. All right. So here's our batter fried shrimp. These are actually just a batter, nothing else, nothing complicated. We didn't soak the shrimp in any kind of buttermilk or anything like that prior. And we're actually just going to let that sit there because our second batch of shrimp is going to be coconut shrimp, and I want to show you that. Jeremiah. We have our wet ingredients here. Aww, what are you doing to him?
Oh yeah.
Jeremiah, can I have, okay.
I'm sorry.
Jeremiah, can I have another bowl, please? Thank you. All right, so we're going to do, for the coconut shrimp, we're going to do actually, okay? Well, maybe it's because you were fooling around with
It's
your
okay. Okay.
Yeah, lesson learned, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do wet, dry. We're going to do the triple dip. All right, so the triple dip is what, Sophia?
Try but try.
But we're going to use the all-purpose gluten-free flour from the Really Great Food Company. Jeremiah, that was for the shrimp. You're using my seltzer.
They taste really good.
Regular sparkling water.
Okay, we're going to add to the flour, the last flour, we're using coconut flour, which is delicious. Dennis, are you allergic to coconut? Oh, your dad is. Your dad's allergic to coconut, I think, right? No? Oh, okay. We're going to use Josie's coat of oats. We're using her breadcrumbs. And she's got a really nice breadcrumb. It already has like a little bit of an Italian seasoning in it. I would like to try to use a plain breadcrumb. That would be great to try. But I do like a little bit of that Italian seasoning. I don't know. We have some coconut. Some shredded coconut. And then for our little twist, we're going to be using our excess energy pineapple coconut powder. We're going to put that in the first. Watch out, baby. We're going to put that in the first. Go ahead, Jeremiah, dump that out. That goes into the first one and stir it up a little bit. All right, so we're going to just toss this a little bit. Now, normally this shrimp, this coconut shrimp, I would have made ahead of time because it is a breadcrumb and I would have let it set.
I'm ready.
But you're ready. Okay, go.
Ready.
But since we don't have the time today and we didn't really have the preparation that we needed this week since we had a couple kitchen catastrophes, we don't want to leave you hanging. We definitely want to make it for you. So when you're dipping this in, I like to press it in and have a lot of breadcrumbs on that, a lot of deep fried. So this is actually what the shrimp look like that we used at the restaurant, right? Gluten-free, Grandma, remember? But we used to buy them pre-made. But you obviously know when you go gluten-free, you can't do that anymore. So you have to make your own unless you find a company that makes them for you. We're gonna do the same thing with these. I'm gonna wait until Sophia has like 6 of them down, ready, and then I'm gonna put them into the fryer. So let me put this up for a minute. And when we're making that, when we're doing our triple dip, the thing about the triple dip is you have to have the shrimp dried off, so that's the first one. Then you have to wet the shrimp to get the breadcrumbs on. So that's why we do the triple dip. Now, when you put them in the freezer and let them set for like 20 minutes, they come out way better. Everything stays on. You don't lose any of the breadcrumbs or anything, and they really, really taste super yummy. It gives the breadcrumbs a chance to kind of mold to the shrimp and stay on there. So we've got 4 so far. I need 2 more. Jeremiah, would you like to help? Or you don't want to get dirty? I don't want to get his hand dirty. Yes, gluten-free, Grandma, thank you. You're gonna cook the pasta, okay?
Keep the pasta water.
Oh, keep the pasta water. Yes, Jeremiah, you did it! You did it! He did it! He finally did it. This is a first, everybody. He kept the pasta water. He didn't throw the pasta water away. He knows that I have to keep the pasta water. We need that, right?
This is all
What
the
do we need the
bread
pasta
and
water for? What do we need the pasta water for, Sophie?
I have no idea.
She has no idea. To cook. All right, I've got 6 shrimp. I'm going to drop them down now. Remember, you want to give a little shake. Oh, I'll take it. Give it to me. I'll take it. Now, if you wanted to omit the seasoned oats, you can do that, and then you can just have the flour with the pineapple coconut flavoring, and then the coconut on top with the shredded coconut, and you'd have more of a coconutty flavor, which would be nice. Don't you dare eat that.
I got it.
All right, do the rest of these 3 while you're doing nothing. And then we're going to go back to making our beautiful, delicious salsa for our coconut shrimp, because we have to have some kind of little fresh salad on the side. I'm going to move this out of the way because we don't need it right now, right? All right, I'm just shaking our coconut shrimp a little bit. We called it Shrimpalooza because we actually were going to do 3 kinds of shrimp. And then I said, oh, Dana, you do this all the time. You try to make a million things and you end up, just going crazy. But I like to go crazy. It's fun. You should join me sometime. It's really excellent. But I figured, let me just do the 2 shrimp because I didn't know how long the chiffon cake was going to take, and I think we made a good choice. We want to know which one you guys like better. Do you like the battered shrimp or do you like the breaded shrimp? I know it's a little tricky because you might not be able to pick, but, it's just personal choice.
Now
Thank you, honey.
taste test.
No, now you're going to get rid of all these things. I'm going to drop these down. Oh, these look good, these look good, these look good. Now I'm going to have a hard time deciding. Can you get me that top platter, please? I'm going to have trouble deciding because coconut shrimp has its own flavor. And we used to have it in our restaurant on the boardwalk. So I really have fond memories of fried food. Get rid of that. But the battered shrimp wasn't something that we had because when gluten-free Grandma made shrimp parm, she would just flour it, right? And then she would saute it right there in the marinade sauce after it got dipped in the fryer for like 2 seconds. That was it. Hey, give me the shrimp. Give me the shrimp. All right, I'm just going to drop those last 3 shrimp down, and then we're going to have our nice coconut shrimp.
We're going to have one? Okay.
Not yet. We're going to actually make...
So that means I have.
Put it down before you get in trouble. We're going to make the salsa, so go get the stuff for the salsa. Let me clean this off a little bit. Making a mess today. We made a mess just for Dennis because we know that he likes to see messy things. So he's like Dennis the Menace, right? Oh, good. Look at this beautiful stuff. Now, some of this stuff we got from Misfits Market, like the mango, organic, the poblano peppers, organic, the jalapeno, organic, and the radishes. We got all those from Misfits Market, which I love. Now, I need Jeremiah to kind of blister these a little bit. Jeremiah, I should have asked you to do this before. Put these in the toaster oven on real high, or toast them. Put a little bit of oil on them before you do that, please. All right, just checking on our shrimp, and they're done. The shrimp are very quick. They don't take a long time at all. And when you have the wild-caught shrimp, they really do taste different. Nothing against the shrimp farmers, but They just taste different.
What's in this?
No, we're not using Italian seasonings for salsa.
I know, but what's in it?
It's Italian seasonings.
All the stuff that I need.
For what?
For the salsa. Oh my.
No, we're not putting that in the salsa. Take that away. No basil either. No, put the basil away. Go put it over there. No, go put it over there. No. We're gonna have a nice, fresh pineapple mango salsa. We're not going to be making an Italian spice out of it. This is our Italian version. This is our island version, I guess you could call it. So what I'm gonna have Sophia do is just kind of start dicing up things. She's gonna cut tomatoes. Why are you pushing all this stuff here? She's gonna cut avocados. I'll put the shrimp right there. And we're going to actually be using, do you want me to do the mango for you?
Sure.
Why don't you cut the stuff that's not so messy first? That, you know what I mean? Let's do the mango. The mango you could do two different ways. You can actually skin it like this. I'll show you on this side, one side. Well, Sophia's doing a good job chopping, but you can't see her because we're in the way here. You're gonna do a nice, really thin julienne on the on those. So you could do the mango like this, or you can cut it on the one side with the skin and then just score it into little squares, kind of like the same thing you do to an avocado when you cut it into little cubes, and then dump that right into the bowl. But since she's doing that, I'm gonna peel this for her, and then I'll let her cut the mango. So we have a nice mango from Misfits Market. It's organic. Where was this actually from? I don't even know. Products of Mexico. Oh well. Traveled a long way to come to my house. And today in New Jersey, I thought it was going to be nice and warm, but it ended up, is it cold out?
No, it's pretty
It's not cold out. I feel so cold in here. Well, I'm freezing. That's why I have a sweater on. I was just going to say, that's why I'm cold. All right, so I'm going to take this out. And Sophia's going to cut the rest. Jeremiah, she's cutting with a knife. Please don't do that. Why don't you help cut? Go cut the tomatoes into quarters. Thank you. I did bring this up to you because if you don't want to cut tomatoes, I understand. Sometimes it takes a long time, yes. So you could just buy a can of diced tomatoes. This is actually from Aldi's. This is diced tomatoes with green chilies. And it's nothing special. It has like zero flavor. But it's something that you can use instead of having to chop everything up. Then you can just add the mango and the pineapple if you wanted to. So it's kind of like has a little bit of a base for you. So you can work from it and just make it better. So that's something that we don't usually use. Jeremiah uses it a lot for different things when he's making his like salsa mix, but we don't really use it. So we're gonna actually have Jeremiah cut fresh tomatoes, and if we need to add to it, we will.
Can I use a different knife?
What's wrong with my knife?
Big.
Oh, well yeah, you don't usually use my knife. Get yours. You want that? You're not gonna use that one. Here, use your little one. Alright, so I've got 2 avocados that we actually, I don't know how these ended up. We usually eat the whole thing. But we're gonna just cube those up and toss them right into there also. And I can do that real quick while she's doing what she's doing. So this is how I meant with the mango. You just kind of cut it into squares, and then you just pop it right into the bowl. Like everything comes right out. So we're gonna leave out the cilantro because Miss Jeannie's here, and we are not getting her sick. So now you might be saying, oh, you're allergic to cilantro? I wanna hear what your craziest allergies that you've ever heard are. Now, cilantro is not really that crazy. There are a lot of people allergic to cilantro, and I think it has to do something with their liver. I can't remember, but I read something about it. But if you come to our house, we've got beef allergy, turkey allergy, gluten allergy, soy allergy, dairy allergy. So we completely understand, but we've heard of some crazy ones. I mean, I've had a latex allergy, my whole life, right? Pretty much. So being allergic to latex, technically you're not supposed to be able to eat cantaloupe, avocados, bananas, stuff like that. I can eat avocados, but I cannot eat bananas. So that's something that's interesting. And everybody has to find what works with their body best. Not everybody can eat the same. So don't expect to eat like we do, but make your substitutions for yourself, right? All right, so we've got the avocado in there. Do you want me to do the mango too? You're not cleaning off your space here. Jeremiah, how you doing on the tomatoes? Good? So for the mango, I just want to show you guys real quick. Sophia, can you stop for 1 second? You want to slice right next to the bone. And that bone, you could feel it. It's almost like a hard cartilage. You could hear it. And Sophia likes to suck on it because she's like a doggy and she bites the bone. So we get real close, we can hear that little crunch, kind of. And then we take it all the way down. And now all Sophia has to do is cut little squares, however big or small you want them. And then she can suck on this later, or we can take the sides off, which are still some good meat. And we can add those to, yeah, I know. She wants to suck on it. It's usually a battle between her and gluten-free grandma who's going to get the bone. Which doggy wants the bone? You want the bone? Okay, you got the bone. You want me to put it away for you? Yeah? Okay. My little doggy. So we just got back from Ohio. We had an amazing weekend with all of our MMP family. And the great thing about it is, now if you guys saw some of our posts from Instagram, this beautiful little item comes with us everywhere we go. Now, a lot of places you are not allowed to do things like that. So we try to keep it on the down low. But I cooked most of the stuff before we went away. Like, I grilled the chicken, I cooked the bacon. Because if you're traveling with allergies, sometimes it's very difficult. There's no place you can eat safely. And if you can go and eat there, like, I went into 2 or 3 places and asked a bunch of questions, and it was like, And some of those places had on the menu gluten-free this, gluten-free that. And then they told me they toast the bread in the same toaster, or they, put the onion rings in the fryer with the French fries. That was the best one. I didn't get to tell you that, gluten-free grandma. They put the onion rings in the fryer with the French fries that they say are gluten-free. So it's devastating, and you don't want to go away and get sick. So we bring this with us all the time. What are you guys doing? So we have one last thing to cut as soon as Sophia's done. Are you almost done? Did you hurt him? You smacked him? That's not nice.
He was taking my mangoes.
Yeah. Jeremiah, you can toss the pasta with a little bit of olive oil. Did you do that already? Please do. And this is our last bit that we're going to be doing as soon as Sophia's done. No, I will do it. Jeremiah, can I have my knife? Then can you take some of this stuff right from me over here? All right, so the last thing is the pineapple. How come you didn't do this? You don't want that radish? I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to throw it away. I'll make it for it. All right, so the pineapple, now, it's up. That's nice, that's nice. It's going to be very, very well done. I got it, thank you. If you saw all that craziness on Instagram and Facebook about how to eat a pineapple, I can show you real quick, but, it doesn't work with every pineapple, just so you know. So you're supposed to pull here, right? Each individual little round, that's what it says. But that's when it's super, super, super ripe. Like, it has to be in perfect ripeness. Go ahead, try it. So you pull down on that one piece, and then you eat it like that. And then what's left is just the core, and then you can chew on the core or do whatever you want with it at that point. But the pineapple has to be so perfectly ripe. So I love when they show people, they show you videos that are, you saw that?
Yeah, I did.
They're like, not really possible. Okay, ashvat. Ashvat. All right, so what we do to actually cut a pineapple, when you want to actually use it in a recipe, we can get rid of that, is we're just going to, get rid of that. We're going to cut down the sides. We're going to cut all that, I call it the scales. We're going to cut the scales off. It's like scaling a fish almost, right? We're going to cut all this off.
Really big fish. A barracuda.
I don't know about a barracuda. I don't know about that either. Those are pretty big. So if you're celebrating Lent, we want to hear like what recipes that you guys want to see. And if you're not familiar with what Lent is, throw it out. It's actually, there's like a bunch of Greek words that mean length and long time and spring and this and that, length of days. So that's where the word Lent came from. But it was really just the length of days that Jesus was depriving himself before he went to the cross. So that's why in most Christian churches we do celebrate Lent even if we don't eat the same way that everybody else eats. You can throw that away. So I'm just going to cut it into small little chunks. And I think we have enough. Sophia, would you get a container for me to just put that in for now? And I just want to take out some of those little, like those little eyes that you see. I don't like those, and the kids don't like them. And they'll pick them out if they see them. I see that we've got some questions rolling on the bottom, and I apologize to anybody if I can't see. Oh, okay. Okay. If I can't see you, thank you for joining us. I just don't know what you're saying, but I will answer you later if you do have a question. Thank you. Okay. All right, so you're gonna toss this a little bit, and we're gonna season this with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I don't want any garlic in there. Can you please move the pineapple away from you, please? Thank you. All right. So last thing I'm gonna do, and I know you guys are wondering, like, gosh, she's got the shrimp sitting there. And the last thing we're gonna do, oh, we gotta put our peppers in, Sophia. Can't forget that. I'll do the peppers and you do the seasoning. So we've got just a kind of a heated poblano pepper. I really like to get it blistered. Jeremiah, I would have liked it to have it black, but this one's nice. I'll use this one. Not yet. Take that away. I don't want that yet. Looks like you overcooked the pasta a little bit, honey.
I like it like that.
Okay. We'll let it
You
go.
guys like it raw.
No, I like al dente pasta. That is normal pasta, is al dente. Every restaurant on the planet, even if it's not an Italian restaurant, serves al dente pasta. Am I right, Miss Jeannie?
You are right.
Ask Chef John. He knows.
Yes,
Right, Miss Jeannie? It's correct.
it is correct.
All right, so I'm just going to chop up this poblano. Thank you, Jeremiah, for cooking that for us. We don't want a spicy, we don't want an Italian style salsa. We want
I didn't have
a
a
sweet.
paprika. That was me.
right, paprika is fine. She's going to tell me that's Mexican. All right, girlie. And here you go, your nice poblano. Should we put the jalapeno in, yes or no?
No.
No?
Remember they were
We
really
had-
spicy?
They were so hot. I mean, I had a teeny tiny little jalapeno pepper in our pineapple jalapeno juice, and it was fire hot. It was so good, though. I like it hot. Right, Mom? We
It's
figure out
delicious.
likes it hot,
It's
too.
delicious.
All right, so last but not least, Jeremiah will take our marinade sauce now and some of that pasta water that we saved. Oh, yeah. You saved the pasta water. And a ladle, please. I'm so happy he saved the pasta. I mean, it's 5 years or 17 years of me telling the kid, save the pasta water. Why do we save the pasta water? Because it makes a nice, creamy sauce when no matter what you're making. You could make chicken stock. You could make just a butter sauce. You could do a white gravy, and it just makes a really nice, creamy texture because you have those carbohydrates in there that just make a nice starchy thing. I'm going to take our deep fried, batter dipped shrimp, and I'm going to toss it right into the marinade. And thank you, and I need the marinade sauce. And I was going to put, thank you. I was going to put the pasta in here, but Jeremiah cooked it.
I cooked it perfectly.
How do you think? But he says he cooked it perfect. So, we'll let it go. But I like it al dente. Jeremiah, you could have just thrown in the pot, honey, and I would have gave it right back to you. Alright, our chiffon cakes are in the oven. Our batter dipped shrimp is done. Our coconut shrimp is done. Thank you, honey. I'm going to need more than that probably, but I guess I'll take this for now. I need more, please. And our mango and pineapple little beautiful salad is ready. I'm going to taste it. Hold on a second. Maybe we'll let Dennis taste it and we'll see what happens. Well, we wouldn't want to kill him before he finishes. All right, let me see. I'm gonna fill this up. Did you taste it already?
Yeah.
And do you like it?
Yes.
Do you love it or no? Okay. Mango and pineapple with paprika and salt. That alone is a delicious lunch. You don't need anything else. Jeremiah, I'm gonna send you out to take pictures and come right back, please. All right. So we've got our marinara sauce, tomato sauce. You can get a jar. You can do whatever you want. We made our own. It's very simple. It's just tomato puree or crushed tomato, a little bit of olive oil and garlic, and then we add our spices in. You can decide. Basil, parsley, oregano, salt, pepper. That's basically the trinity of the sauce, and you can do that easy. Now just want to cook this a little bit. And I'm going to toss the shrimp in there because the shrimp are already cooked. So I'm not making them cooked. I'm just warming them up. Go ahead, girl. Thank you. And then for gluten-free dad, I must put hot seeds in it. Can I have the hot seeds, please? Where'd they go? And these hotzies are actually, Chef John and myself, we actually grew, is this mine? Yeah, this is mine with the paper on top. Hold on. We grew hot peppers and I dried them all and I crunched them all up in the food processor and I put them in a jar and I got this much. Not bad, right? Those little tiny things that we like hot peppers. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right, I'm gonna put this on simmer. Now what this is going to, yeah, I poke holes in it because it's really super hot. Now what I'm gonna do with this is you can put this over pasta, or you can use one of the Char Crostini. Have you guys tried this yet? Okay, so I want to read this to you. It has lupine in it though, so if you have nut allergy, please be careful. This is gluten, dairy, and soy-free, wheat-free. Wait, is it soy-free? Yes, except it has yeast. So if you can't have yeast, omit. So this is how we used to serve it in the restaurant. We called it like a biscotti. Right, Mom? Gluten-free grandma? And we used to make those. I don't remember how we made them. We bought them? We did? I don't remember buying them. And then I'm just going to turn this off because this should be ready to go now. I'm going to unplug it because I never remember which way's on and which way's off. Hi guys, thanks for joining us. We are actually getting ready to eat, so we hope you BYON. Little bowl. Like this kind of bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to put the shrimp right on here.
That's for you.
Jeremiah, could you please get me the cheese that we bought yesterday? We met a really nice cheesemonger in Whole Foods. Her name is Ariana. Thank you, Ariana, because you made us choose a delicious Herbes de Provence. Ooh, almost dropped that one. Herbes de Provence cheese for our shrimp parm. Now, I know you're saying, oh, you're putting cheese on that. We do have a dairy-free mozzarella from Daya, but we're not going to use that today. We're going to use this Italian cheese. Jeremiah, can I have the grater? The small one, please. The mouli, please. This is the Herbes de Provence, and Ariana picked this for us yesterday. She gave me a sniff, and then she gave me a little teeny nibble with the rind. It was amazing. Did you like this?
I didn't try
You want to smell it? I'll let you smell it. It's yummy. Jeremiah, thank you, honey. Can you check those cakes for me? All right, that's the bell actually for our cakes. And since we're getting ready to finish up, smell. You gonna take my cheese, Missy? Yeah? And for the shrimp parm, we actually, being that the shrimp, it's delicious, right? Herbes de Provence. I love Herbes de Provence. It's probably one of my favorite spices because it contains all of the things that I love. So it's always yummy. Okay, if you don't have a mouli grater, it's okay. Just use grated cheese. Jeremiah, go put it over there for now, honey. It's got to cool down a little bit.
the cooling rack.
Yes, thank you. All right, if you don't have a mouli grater, just a regular grater. And we're going to just kind of put the cheese on top here. What's happening? Now, normally, I would let Jeremiah put this into the toaster oven to melt the cheese, but I can't wait. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit more sauce to the top to melt that cheese a little bit more, a little bit on the biscotti. And then Jeremiah's going to bring us up our pasta so we can decide, do we want pasta with shrimp? Do we want our coconut shrimp? You can put this away for now, please. Jeremiah, would you put sauce on that for me, please? Thank you. All right, guys, now's the time. If you don't have your napkin, you better go get it. If you didn't have your notebook and your pen and paper, don't worry. We'll post the recipes for you on Facebook. Give that to the girls, and then you could bring one of the chiffon cakes up. All right, so since it's time to eat, we don't want to drive you crazy a little bit, but we have beautiful shrimp parm for you, perfect for Lent season. We have a beautiful coconut shrimp for you, perfect for Lent also. And if you don't want to do the dairy, you can substitute for your dairy-free cheese, or you could just omit the cheese altogether and just have shrimp marinade, which is amazing altogether, right? We don't need that right here, Jeremiah. Thank you. We'll put it here for you. All right, so our chiffon cake is feeling good. I'm actually going to release it because you need to take these out. No, you need to take these out right away. They can't sit in here or they'll get kind of greasy and yucky. So you want to release them? Thank you, honey. And they come out really easy, and then you'll see, since we have the paper on the side, the paper is gonna they're gonna lift right off of that beautifully. And then we can turn it over. Jeremiah, get me that little plate over there. I don't know anything. No, just a minute. And then we're gonna take that right off, and look at this beautiful cake. We'll put it aside for now. We're gonna assemble it. We'll post pictures for you because we don't want you to go without. We want you to have that beautiful chiffon cake for your Lent season. So now it's time to eat. Yes, who wants to eat?
Don't harm.
Sophia, you can serve everybody. Sophia, you want to serve everybody? Give everybody some pasta, some shrimp. Here, let me get it. What's so funny? What are you guys laughing at? She ate first. She didn't wait for anybody, did she? Gosh, you guys saw that, didn't you? You always want to be last. The last. You know, just like Jesus was last. He washed everybody's feet, and he probably gave everybody the bread, and then... Alright, so we're going to have a little bit of pasta. Put some cheese on that, and pick a shrimp. Pick a shrimp.
Cheese? Like
Yeah,
this?
cheese on the pasta. So we've got a little bit of pasta.
Which one do you want these?
We're going to pick one for now, and then we'll go back and we'll pick the other one that we didn't pick for the first time for the next time so that we can try a little bit of both. And obviously you guys know that this is going to have to be reproduced 2 or 3 times in order for everybody to get to eat today, but I just wanted to be able to show you. This is probably like my favorite part, is the little bishkot. Yes, absolutely. Now, since we left the cilantro out, we know that Miss Jeannie can have our beautiful salad that we made that goes really nice with the coconut shrimp. Now, hopefully Jeremiah got pictures of everything. Whose is this? Gluten-free Grandma? Dennis? What do you want? You want everything?
I'm gonna eat it all.
You'll eat it all. We're not going to give it all to you, but we definitely will make you more, don't worry. I'll give you some of that. Where's the other for this? All right, excuse me. All right, you guys need to try because we have to go. We'll give Dennis some of that, some of that. Give Dennis this, a napkin and a fork, please. We've got a little bit of parsley for the top, which we missed out on, but I love fresh parsley. It's amazing. Jeremiah, you make your plate, honey. Now, if you guys are not familiar with some of the ingredients that we use, you could just give us a little message down below. But for our coconut shrimp, we use our excess hydrate coconut water. I know it's a little crazy, but it's fun. It's pineapple coconut, so it goes really nicely with our fresh salad. Now, for the shrimp parm, I'm going to tell you, this is probably one of my favorite things. So I just want to go right and dig into it. What do you want to do, Sophia? Oh my goodness. Gluten-free, Grandma, you get any?
I'm getting yours right now. Can I have some pasta?
Oh my goodness, we can't forget gluten-free Grandma. Even though she's not cleaning up for us today, we still want to give her a little bit of food. Not a lot, just a little bit. Jeremiah, did you try the coconut shrimp?
Can I use that plate?
This is yours, baby. Here, I'll give you some pasta.
The coconut shrimp.
All right, have yourself a shrimp parm. We've got that nice herbes de Provence cheese. That is in Whole Foods if you guys want to go check it out. Make sure you ask for Ariana because she was amazing. She let us, she showed us a little bit of everything. She shared with us a little bit about how she likes the cheese and the rind, and I was like, oh my gosh, so do I love the rind. So this has a really nice rind on it, all with herbes de Provence. And the rind just tastes so, so delicious. I love it. All right, so now is the time for truth be told. Jeremiah. Sophia, wow. You're going at it, girl.
This is pasta like Grandma Tilly liked it.
Jeremiah is trying to steal all the coconut shrimp, so I'm assuming that's his favorite. Is that your favorite? You don't know? Put that back. You have in your plate. Don't touch it. So what was your favorite?
Me?
Yeah, you. Both? Jeremiah, what about you? Dennis is stealing the coconut shrimp. He can have it. Jeremiah can't have it. Jeremiah! Dennis, you like the coconut shrimp?
You have 4?
Miss Jeannie?
Really good. The
Coconut shrimp or the, which one do you like better? Shrimp
I
or?
haven't tried the other one yet.
Okay.
He took
Gluten-free
mine.
Grandma? You can't decide? They're both delicious.
I didn't try it yet.
Oh, you didn't try it yet. What have you been eating the whole time? Don't eat
The
the
sauce
pasta.
is really good too. Yeah.
The sauce, gluten-free grandma hooked us up today. Thank you, gluten-free grandma, because we didn't have time to make everything. Gluten-free grandma she had our backs. So we're happy about that. All right, guys, well, I think it's time to go. We will post the chiffon cake. We will dress it for you. We hopefully have some fresh fruit in there that we're going to put on top of it. Sophia's going to help me do that, and then we'll share the pictures with you later. But if you guys have any questions or comments, please let us know. But for now, you think it's time to go, Jeremiah? Thank you, Sophia, for all your help today, honey. Thank you, Jeremiah, for getting everything ready. Thank you to Dennis. Thank you to Miss Jeannie and Gluten-Free Grandma. And you guys, we want you to come taste and see how good it is to be gluten-free. We hope you have a delicious weekend, and we hope that you enjoy Lenten season, and we hope that you reserve yourself like the Lord did and just kind of pray on it. And, you know, prayer and fasting and things like that are not just for Lent season, they're for all year long. So don't just take this time to do it, but kind of carry it on throughout after Lent season. And we're going to celebrate Easter together. Next week we will see you. We have a great show planned for you. We'll keep you posted. So have a great day, everybody. Have a delicious weekend. Ciao.
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 Aprons by Ari and Blue Lines. Hair by Satney. Makeup by Artistry. Thank you to our pantry partners and fridge friends. Follow us on livestream, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube at ABC Gluten Free. ABC Gluten Free is a production of American Bods.
Ciao, everybody. God bless.
Ciao.